Welcome to the Deucecast Extra, the TV wing of the Deucecast Empire. As you can see, we're short a few folks, but we will have, I think, Rhett later on, Dr. Earl later on. Roth is going to be hanging out in the chat for with us tonight. Whoever else shows up in the chat gets to hang out with Roth in the chat. I do want to shout out my podcast that I do with Dave and Dr. Earl, called the Deucecast Movie Show. We have got a really, really fun episode coming out tomorrow. I was very surprised, and it's really fun. It's our 10th annual Deuces award show, and then of course Dave, myself, and Dr. Earl give our top 10 for 2022 in there as well. Not that matters. I mean, it's freaking April, but we usually do this episode earlier in the year, and it is what it is. But guys, it is so much fun. There's a lot of guest presenters, and I was very surprised about a couple of those that showed up, and so I may have even shed a tear or two for a couple of those presenters. It was really fun. So I really look forward to the feedback in our Discord from the episode that drops tomorrow, because it is awesome. Matt, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Thanks for hanging out. Brian, gotta love it, hanging out. And of course, like I said, Roth is a little under the weather, so he is going to be, as he's calling it, the chat boy tonight. So he'll be hanging out in the chat. Oh yeah, Roth, guest presenters. Yes, you know you were one of them. So yeah, there's a lot of guest presenters.
I full disclosure, for a sneak peek for people coming up tomorrow. My dad was like, "Oh, okay, so we're gonna do like an Oscars presentation, and we're gonna do the cheesy jokes before they do the awards nominations, and we're gonna find some cheesy jokes from the Oscars and do them in Deucecast style." And I was like, and then we'd never had any time, so we were just like, "All right, let's just do this right now, Thursday night. We're
on the fly."
Yes.
Hey, it all came. David said that it is a lot of fun. The final edited because when we were doing it live, we record on Sunday nights. It was sort of like hard to hear some of it and whatnot, but he says it sounds great on the episode after the edit. So I'm really looking forward to it. So let's go ahead and dive in. Like I said, I mean, we're as you can see in the description of the episode, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about episode 6 of the 3rd season of The Mandalorian. We're going to do that first, but then also we do, of course, I mean, Star Wars Celebration was this past weekend. Ton of stuff came out of Star Wars Celebration, so we just want to walk through some of it, talk about our reactions to some of the news. So it's going to be fun. So let's dive in head first, I guess, into Guns for Hire. This was another Bryce Dallas Howard episode. She, directed one episode in season 2, and I think another. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, she did the Kurosawa episode in season 1.
Looks like we have a guest. I don't know who this is. It's hard to tell, but we do have a guest here to talk about Guns for Hire.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed of Star Wars, and I don't want anybody to associate me with it.
Well, we'll associate North Alabama with
it.
Yeah, that was funny. Oh, yeah, Roth. No, that was not news that came from Celebration. No, that did. I don't know. You must have been on a wrong website, but that did not happen at Celebration.
They also would not release that at Celebration.
Yeah, Coach Daft Punk was on the show for a second. Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, we had just started, Rhett. So we'll talk about. I was talking about the fact that Bryce Dallas Howard directed this episode. This one was written by Jon Favreau.
It was,
and 40 clocked in at like 45 minutes, I think.
Oh yeah, I felt every second.
Did you? You felt every second of it? Well, hey, I mean, I watched it again today, as I do. I usually, watch it once on Wednesday, and then I'll watch it, the day of Extra, and it still didn't work well, but I didn't hate it as much as I did upon first viewing. Garrison,
they got to Michael.
No, they didn't.
Oh no, Rhett's gonna say they got to me too. Spent the entire week dreading watching this episode because
yeah, you watched it late. That's right.
Immediately, everyone was just like, "This is awful. It's a piece of trash." And then you got Rhett and Craig fighting in the Discord about
yes,
about it.
Hey, I had some pretty involved replies there.
At one point, one of Rhett's, I read half of it, and then I was just like, you know what? I don't have time right now.
It was literally TLDR.
Yeah, TLDR. Yeah, definitely TLDR. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I watched the episode today.
Oh wow, okay, so it's very fresh on your mind.
It's not the biggest piece of garbage I've ever seen. I mean, look, I was being prepared for the worst thing in the world, and I think that helped a little bit. The problem to me is that I felt like last week we took a step up, and this week felt like we took a step back again into kind of the rest of some of the rest of season 3, which has been a step down for the show overall. And that was my biggest frustration with it. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, and I agree that maybe we should hold Star Wars to a higher standard than we do other things. But
no, I don't think we should. Actually, I don't think we should. I mean, why would you? You can't hold Star Wars to like Succession standards. Well, I mean, you just can't. I mean,
I just want it to not. I want to hold it to not gun in my mouth standards.
Oh well, come on, Rhett. That's a little much.
Opening was bad.
No, I liked the opening.
It was fine.
In fact, the opening was tying up a little bow to a thing that was introduced in season 1 with the royalty, the Mon Calamari royalty that Din Djarin got the puck for at the very beginning of, like, I can't remember if that was the first or second episode of season 1. I liked that first part. It was fine.
You know what? Brian's comment to me, this is my personal
Which one?
Brian, his comment.
No. Which comment? The most recent? Okay.
Yes. All right. Feeling like Phantom Menace. I would 100% agree. Phantom Menace is my least favorite Star Wars film, and I have a lot of issues with it, and it feels very disjointed to me. It's not terrible. It's just my least favorite.
Is Phantom Menace worse for you than Rise of Skywalker?
Yes.
Wow, you're giving Rhett really a hard headache, I think.
I don't.
Let's see what Matt Mink.
At least I can have some
really
dumb
strange.
Fun with
gave me vibes. Really weird Monty Python stuff.
I'm about to write 1,500 words for you in the Discord.
Oh yeah, in the Discord, it looked like Red had several hours to kill this week, or was in solitary confinement with access to his phone. Yes. Yeah, Brian, I felt some, and there's been a couple of times where Fifth Element vibes have come into play this season for me. And I like Fifth Element. I don't know if that vibe works for Star Wars, but I mean, I don't know. It's a little different. But I mean, let's talk about some of the stuff that actually happened in the episode that was important. There wasn't much of it. I would venture to say that the most important stuff was with that, I don't know what the guy's name is, Axe Woves or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
There was more important stuff with him. I guess we are to believe that perhaps his group was involved in helping get Thrawn out just because they were guns for hire. I don't know. I mean, they kind of were doing their own thing, just making money. So I'm
sorry, I have to address something. Roth, I totally forgot The Last Jedi was a Star Wars film.
Now he's talking some sense at least.
But so yeah, I mean, I like that there was this faction and Sasha Banks, and I know she doesn't even go by that as a wrestler anymore. I don't know what her real name is.
Casca. Well, in the show, she's Casca Reeves.
Yeah, Casca Reeves. But I mean, I know in the credits it's her real name, but I don't know.
Mercedes or something.
Yeah, Mercedes Verasco or something like that. So they were back. She didn't say much in this episode and didn't do much, which was interesting.
Kind of stood there.
Yeah, I was kind of confused by that. To have her in the episode, because she was a pretty major major character.
She was a pretty.
I mean, in season
she was
2?
a pretty up there side character in season 2.
Yeah, I felt that too, and they kind of sidelined her a little bit in this episode.
She was kind of Bo's right hand man kind of thing.
So the whole concept here was Bo was looking for these Mandalorians to try and unite everybody. The idea is she's wanting to unite everybody. Roth, I'm not putting that up. And so that's really the only storyline that I thought mattered much in this particular episode is the continuing.
How long was the episode again?
45 minutes.
How much of the episode mattered?
5 minutes.
Okay, that sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like that the Mandalorians were playing football. I didn't like that part.
Football.
Yeah, they were tossing around a Nerf
tossing
ball.
the old pigskin around.
They were really. I didn't even notice
during the camping scene, not the camping scene, but the picnic scene where they're all out there playing in the field. I don't.
Somehow eluded me.
It's weird choices. I don't understand the choices with that because they had to know that people were gonna.
Was it an American football?
Oh, I don't know that it was a football, but it was a ball. I mean, it wasn't a frisbee.
Oh. See, if it was an American football, I'd be all on board putting that in Star Wars.
American football. It wasn't soccer. I don't know. Yeah, Roth, the chat is much more fun than the episode itself.
Yeah. So is a vasectomy.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess we have to address the concept of stunt casting. That's something that works well in sitcoms.
Yeah. Let me just say, Lizzo cannot act.
Well, let me butt in. Let me comment a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, please.
I do have an opinion about this, and Garrison just kind of hit on it. I like Lizzo. I like Lizzo just fine. I think she's pretty talented. She can play the hell out of a flute. Look, the body positivity comes in a little hot for me. Like, I'm like, you're going to lose a foot. Let's don't at some point, right? Like, let's don't, glaucoma is coming. Let's don't lean so heavily into that because it is dangerous, right? It's not ideal. It's not an ideal, but I like her otherwise. I think she's a talented lady.
Sure,
and very pleasant. And in fact, before I
she is very pleasant.
I read just today that
about her.
She was so delighted to be part of the show. Her dad introduced her to Star Wars, and so happy for her. If they asked me to be in Star Wars,
right,
I'm in it. Okay?
Right, exactly.
But they should have sense enough not to ask me, and they should have had sense enough not to ask Lizzo.
Well, but okay, let's address that.
No, I am. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Lizzo is there because she's Lizzo, and that's the thing that everybody knows. Not because she has the ability to act or because it felt right for the scene or the part. It was simply, I don't know if it was cashing in a favor or if it was just a let's get on Twitter or whatever it was. It did not suit the content. And it destroys the immersion for me when you have Lizzo, she can't act. I mean, it removes you right from the scene, and that's okay. I mean, she doesn't act. That's not what she does. That's why she shouldn't be there. Yeah, well, I mean, I would put it up against hers for sure, but and Jack Black hamming it up is not right.
And see, I'm the same way as Matt here. I love Jack Black. I've been Jack Black since Tenacious D, and it did take me out of it. Even though I love him, it took me out of it a little bit.
Can I say, I also think they needed to be, especially Jack Black, needed to be directed a little better because he is kind of hamming it up in some scenes and just playing Jack Black sometimes. That took me out of it. If he were playing it,
that's right.
Differently.
And listen, Miss Howard got a lot of positives I saw in the conversation about the direction of this episode and how aesthetically well done it was. But I disagreed because of things like that. I'm like, I don't think you let those performances through if you're really doing your best as a director, and I don't know whose casting idea it was. I'm sure it'll come out at some point. I don't know if it's
Favreau.
John.
I mean, it had to have been Favreau. I mean, he's the showrunner.
but the director often has a say in casting. I know some of this happens on pretty far in advance, and they sign a lot of that. They tie a lot of that stuff up before the director for for hire comes along. But
but even Christopher Lloyd, who is a good actor in my opinion, had a couple of line reads that were bad to me.
We had it was a bad script.
Well, the guy's old too.
I mean that's one thing, but it was a bad script, and I think you're right. There were bad line reads. It seemed like he wasn't comfortable with the amount of green screen. He was, maybe the volume freaked him out or whatever it was.
Yeah, you would think he would be professional enough to get beyond that.
Well, I mean, but he's not he's a different breed. He's been around for a long time, and he hadn't had to deal with any of that crap in the hundreds of movies he's done. So, I think Lloyd was that. I don't think he would have taken me out of it if it had been a better role. I think he's at least competent enough to kind of embed himself into the role a little better than Jack Black and Lizzo did. But yeah, that's and Lizzo's not the worst thing about this to me. But I did want to comment on her, and I do like her fine. I just don't understand why she's there. And when you do that, look, they've done some stunt casting. I mean,
well, this whole series has been stunt casting. Even since
somebody said, it's just like Bill Burr being there, but it isn't.
Well, it's not Bill Burr.
It's more like Toro Calican being there.
It's more like Brian Posehn.
Even that was a fleeting background character that you just saw for a moment, and he did it well enough. I mean, he didn't take me out of Star Wars. I just was
he looks like he should be in Star Wars. Yeah.
And Bill Burr, I thought did a good. I mean, I was surprised at how well Bill Burr did. How well.
Oh, sure. No, that season 2 stuff he did was amazing.
So that's. Sometimes but they had to know early on that this wasn't going to work in the same way that Bill Burr worked. And I don't think they even wanted it to. I think they wanted it to come across like it did. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why they want Star Wars to be that. Kind of the key for me to Star Wars is it's the immersion. You just get lost in it. I mean, I've spent more hours thinking and imagining and, role playing in a Star Wars world in my brain than I have done anything else my entire life.
There's some creatures you can get lost in their eyes.
And it and it never looked like that. Okay.
I don't think could have been interesting, Matt. Yeah, this could have been interesting, but I don't know.
It's all just. We can throw things at the wall and see. Well, maybe it would have worked then, but the point is, it didn't work the way it did, and it's weird to me that they even went in that direction. But again, and I'll let you have the floor back.
No,
Lizzo's not the thing that ruined this episode for me.
It was for me personally. That whole scene with them was kind of weird. And Jack Black was almost like too much.
He's too Jack Black.
He was too Jack Black, which I know is weird saying that, but
it's true.
But I don't know. I just didn't understand like the purpose of the story itself. There wasn't much of a purpose.
It was contrived. It is.
It was cool seeing some of the old. It was cool
right there.
Yeah,
they're the Mandalorians are, but you got to do this for us first. And
sure.
they could have waited until they were somewhere else, or there are any number of ways they could have talked to them on the radio. Send them a communications. there are plenty of ways to have not done this. And when there are such simple ways around that is by definition a contrived plot.
Well, you could even do something like you get in contact with the camp, and the guy you get in contact with doesn't want to see you or speak to you again, and he shuts off communication, and then you've got to travel there.
Yeah, right. But it was just listen. And I'll say something about this too, and I guess it's a nitpick, but you know what? That's what we do with Star Wars. Hey, Earl. No.
Hello, gentlemen.
Let's bring Earl in.
Captain Earl Bombier here.
Bombier.
Welcome to my land,
Lord. Well,
that's not a very good Jack Black.
The thing that it's nitpicky, but when she was on approach to the city, they took control of her ship.
Oh yeah. I've heard a lot of people say this.
It wasn't a tractor beam. It was a complete slaving over of controls. And you actually saw the controls in the ship move. And to me, I think that's one of these world-breaking things, right? Because if you can do that, then why couldn't you do it anywhere? Why can't you do that to Luke's X-Wing when he's on the trench run at the Death Star? There are all these other things that it opens up. And
maybe this opulent society.
It's not that it ruins everything on the show for me. It's that there's so little care taken that they would do that and then expect everybody to just suck it up and be okay with it.
Rhett, this is the only utopian society in Star Wars, and they have the technology.
Yeah, maybe
Nobody
they just.
Else
sure they do.
Yeah.
I mean, if they've been there for
opulent
15 years, like they weren't. Remember, he got there when the Empire dissolved. So
right,
he's been there 5, 6, 7 years, right? So that's nonsensical. That's nonsense talk.
Yeah, Roth, I did too. I liked some of the design of the city itself. I thought it was okay.
The domes were totally pointless. It's a breathable atmosphere. There's no sense in having the domes. What I'm saying that doesn't really show. It points to something broader, and that is that they don't give a shit. When they put these things together, they just throw it out there, and they expect you to consume their product. And guess what? You guys are doing. That's exactly what you're doing. And you're happily doing it. You're like, give me more of your crap. Fart right on my face. That's what you guys are doing.
It's one episode.
Garrison, did you love it?
It's not one episode. It's the season.
No, but these last 2 episodes are going to be phenomenal. You realize that, right?
Sure. I mean, that's what we keep waiting on.
We're bringing it back.
No. Let us keep farting in your mouth. And we'll give you a steak later. No, I don't want. You know what? I don't want your farts in my mouth to begin with.
Earl, what did you think of the episode? Did you think it was a fart in your mouth?
I mean, look, it was delightful.
Was it a surprise and delight?
It wasn't. You guys
look,
contrary. You're just being contrary.
I'm not. I haven't said
I am being
pretty neutral about the episode.
No, let me say this about the episode. It was overstuffed. It did not need. I don't know. I didn't really understand this whole buddy cop thing. That kind of like they should have. I like the ending. I like the sort of connecting back with the Night's Watch. Sort of the sort of battle they had right there at the end was pretty good. The buddy cop thing didn't bother me, but I mean, it was just kind of like, I felt like maybe that had been a plot that they'd taken from the Knights of the Rain, whatever the Rangers of the New Republic or something, maybe. And then I don't know, the stunt casting to me, it took me out of it. And, as they would say, stunt casting. So
what did you like about the end? You say you liked the end. What did you like about it?
Well, I liked that Bo is back in charge.
The Mandalorians.
Yeah.
And again, why didn't he give her the lightsaber back when he said, "Oh,
it's all contrived." But I mean, I'm glad that he is.
Somebody sees it.
Well, I'm glad that he is away from the Darksaber because I didn't want him to have that at all. Anyways, I never thought that it was going to be Din Djarin's responsibility to unite the Mandalorians.
Well, first off, I think a lot of people said that at the end of season 2, but but I don't know. I don't love the last second explanation of well, this
it did feel very
loophole. It's yours. If that had been something that had been mentioned before, and then hey, by the way, we're calling back to this, and it was in the previously on, or even did
the other creature ever touch the thing, or did it just fall out of his hand and lay on the ground?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, and I'll never know because I'm not going back anywhere in this season. Was the fight between Woves and Bo-Katan not one of the worst choreographed things you've ever seen?
The what and the
The fight between
Bo-Katan and Axe-Woves. It's
I mean, I thought that was not a well choreographed fight at all. I mean, it was pretty embarrassing. It was bad cuts. It was,
and let me guess, you hated the jetpack action on it too.
Well, the part of the jetpack stuff I hated was when she used it to jump over a foot worth of debris in one of the hallway chases. That was stupid.
Yeah, I didn't remember that.
It was a foot. Like everybody else just ran and jumped.
Honestly, you know what? If we had jetpacks, do you not think? And this is not the real world, so don't get me wrong. But do you not think people would use it to get over a foot of debris?
Just jump every once in a while.
I always talk about Harry Potter. Like if you could apparate, like I'd never take another step the rest of my life. Right? I could just be crack and I'm out. I'm wherever I'm going. Right? Like, so yeah, maybe, but but it looked dumb. It was not the kind of the kind of obstacle where you would be like, oh, she put that jetpack to good use. No. My grandma could have stepped over it. Not really because she did, but if she were still alive, she could have done that.
Jacob has a great point.
This is definitely better than the. This is definitely better than the Vespas. It is definitely better than that. I mean that's a low bar, but I mean,
you need to say that. Way better than the Leia chase,
and I think it was too. I mean,
I give it. The chase was fine.
You're talking about the fight at the end. Yeah, that was
the choreography of the fight scene at the end, and then that little jetpack part in the chase. But look, I mean, the plot overall, I thought was, that's not good. Like this droid bar. And you shields. All you shields. You're like, that was so cool. That part.
I liked the droid bar. It was
fine.
It was fine.
Oh my gosh.
There was nothing wrong with it.
Garrison, you loved it, didn't you?
Like it's weird to be offended by the bar.
He did love it.
I did not love it.
Behind the middle school.
It's weird to even have enough of a thought about that scene to be angry about it. Like it's
You're not thinking of, then why are you even talking about this show if you guys don't think about it at all?
Oh, I do think about it, but I'm just saying that particular part is pointless to even like. It was cool. I mean,
I just try to see the positives in everything.
That's what I hear. I've heard that before too.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm late. I was just knighted.
You were knighted?
Lizzo?
I was at the door and I smiled at this lady and she knighted me.
Did Lizzo knight you?
She knighted
I'm with you, Coach. Coach, I'm with you. I'm with you, Coach. It's
Earl, is that what we want our droids to? I mean, what sense does it make? I mean, what sense does it make? I mean, if you just want to put random nonsensical scenes on
what
the
do you
screen,
mean? What sense does it make? Why would droids not have a bar?
Yeah, why would they not? In Star Wars, especially.
Because they're denied entrance into the other bars, right?
They're denied entrance to the human bars.
Right.
So they
gotta have their own bar.
Past the Empire now, and they're just starting to get their rights.
And they want to be refreshed. It's like, what's wrong with it? Ever since A New Hope, we've had scenes of C-3PO being refreshed in an oil bath. I mean,
droids' rights, man.
Yeah.
They obviously, in Star Wars, they obviously feel things, which is kind of weird, but New Hope, C-3PO, oil bath.
I don't feel anything anymore for Star Wars.
Oh, I know you don't. I know you don't, but that's I think these last 2 episodes will change your mind if you watch them.
I'll watch them. I mean, I'm a sucker for all that crap. I mean, that's the thing. That's the stupid thing. I keep consuming this garbage too, but I recognize it for what it is at least.
Oh, this episode had
making me crazy. You're making me crazy.
This episode had some issues.
This is an easy one. You don't have to be like, oh, look how contrary they are. They're finding the negatives. This one's an easy one. This is like consensus garbage. I'm still shilling for
it. Shilling?
Oh, no. I'm not. I'm just saying that it's not as bad as you're making it out to be.
Mikey, I thought you said Rhett was going to be a play.
That's like saying, you know what? You've got Hodgkin's lymphoma instead of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Not as bad as it could have been. You still got cancer.
And weren't they lucky that the one droid he ran had that chip on it that just happened to give access to that droid bar?
It was a Scooby-Doo level plot with a Scooby-Doo level resolution, and it's embarrassing schlock.
I didn't think that was bad.
All right.
We had Jack Bombadil.
Look. you've always got to have a convenience, but he kicked like 5 droids before then, so I'm fine with that. And of course, the droid had a pass to the droid bar. That's where all the droids were getting infected.
Yeah,
exactly. Good cop, bad cop.
But see, the good cop, bad cop switched. So that was they kept doing he hates droids and she hates whatever that she hated. I don't even remember at this point.
Yeah,
exactly. Put Jacob's comment up because that's the daggum truth.
Fine.
You know it.
Well, no,
you know
fine.
We have to look. We are both disappointed with the episode, but Rhett
loves it.
But we disagree with
episode. Yeah, we agree with
disagree with things that Rhett said. Look, I said I think this was a step back from last week, where I think we took a step up into kind of normal Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. We took a step back, in my opinion, and I'm hopeful that,
Yeah, boy, did we.
Well, I don't think it's as big a step as Rhett thinks, but that's our, that's
it was a fire up the jetpack and fly off a cliff.
But what happened to Picard season 3? Everyone was talking about how great it was. What happened to all that?
Still great. Still pretty good.
I mean,
not it peaked. I mean, the first 4 episodes were really
not feeling well.
And
I'm not feeling well either.
It's still good.
I'm getting over flu. That's no excuse.
It's not flu. There's no such thing as flu.
Well, where's your flu game, Ron?
They made that up.
Flu's fake.
What's that?
The flu is fake.
It's all
fake.
That's a hoax.
Well, look, I mean, here's what I wanted to say. I mean, I really only wanted to go 30 minutes on this episode because there's all we can continue to do is talk about that it wasn't that great. I mean, there's really not much.
Why don't you guys talk about how great it was then?
I never said it was great. I agreed with you, just not as hardcore as you are as to hating everything Star Wars. I liked some of the stuff in the episode. I liked that personally, I like Din Djarin not having the Darksaber. I didn't want him to have it anyways. I wanted that away. I wanted that plot away from him.
If this was a 23, 24 episode season, this would be an episode that most people wouldn't really care about. They'd just be like, whatever, moving on. But I think it's because it's an 8 episode season. That's why people get so upset about these kinds of things.
Yeah. Listen, you guys take you're taking a micro approach to it too. Like the things that are wrong in this episode are wrong at a macro level. No, I'm serious. Like why do you think that where Grogu is at this point, like what value has he brought to the season? So he was very integral.
Oh, he was completely sidelined.
He was integral in seasons 1 and 2 to the growth of Din Djarin. He has done. Right. There's no reason for him to be here, and it smells like he's only there because they shoehorned him back in for merchandising sake. Because he's not contributing to the story. He's not contributing to anybody's character growth. Well, so like on a broader level, I mean, think of the show in those terms. Is that right? Am I?
Yeah.
At least he's a knight now.
I think the most frustrating thing about the season is that they've embraced this whole weird. Oh, well, it's The Mandalorian. It doesn't have to be about Din and Grogu. And it's like, no, that's exactly why I started watching the show.
Yeah, they're trying to say, it just means Mandalorian in general.
Yeah, that's what Family US said at Celebration. I
didn't like that quote at all.
Yeah,
I did not like that. And that quote there is them trying to backtrack.
I hope they backtrack from that statement because, again, the reason I watch this show is for Din and Grogu. Yeah. I want their story to continue. I don't mind things coming in and taking over an episode here or there, but I want.
There's been some chatter about how it's become the Bo-Katan show, right? Where so much of this has involved around her. Even if you look at the direction of this last episode, and I don't know, you guys just like cute and cutesy things thrown at you, so you don't pay attention to anything else. But if you watch how this thing is directed, like she's almost always in the foreground. She's always in focus. Din Djarin is not in focus. Sometimes he's barely in the frame, and there's so much that, like, Bo-Katan is very clearly the focal point of it. And I don't think that's what people tuned in for either. They really wanted to see Din Djarin. We thought he was the Mandalorian. He was the Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's because Pascal's been he's not on set. They don't have.
It's hard to know.
Do they not want to keep him around as much? Can they not focus so much on him because he's busy? I don't know. If
there could be those factors. Yeah.
I am being 100% serious here. Pascal does not matter to the role one bit.
Well, I don't think he does either because he's hardly ever on camera, right? It's just a little bit of voice.
Brendan Wayne.
But they still have to keep him around for the role, at least from and if they want to move away from that, then do they elevate someone like a Bo-Katan? So that's what I'm saying. No, that's great.
Look, I about the only time he's in focus is when he saves her in that one scene with the droid.
Yeah, which was a nice twist, a nice plot twist because
this is a good question from Fetmatic. What's the future for Grogu?
I don't know.
And Din?
I wish they would tell us.
Is there what? Is he going to have his little armor helmet that he's going to go through the rituals?
That is the one thing I do hope that Grogu becomes like
that.
I hope he becomes like a Mando Jedi. He walks both paths. There you go.
Yeah. Well, let's flash forward 100 years to see that.
Yeah.
When he teams up with Rey for the rise of the new Jedi, whatever.
Yes.
And listen. The flippy flips,
the new Jedi Order.
The flippity flips do not look good. Okay, they didn't look good.
I thought they were
on the beach. They didn't look good flipping over to Liz. No, they don't.
They look fine to me.
They look
fine. I'm watching on an iPad. It looks fine to me.
It looked fine. It looked fine.
It's impossible. Like I'm.
Just give me more of the little green guy.
Macro point or is that a micro?
Is that a macro or a micro
press point? Secretary. She just says nonsense she knows isn't true.
Right, we got to know. Is that a macro point or a micro point?
No, that one's micro.
Yeah.
The macro is that we took him away from Luke.
Right. That's the broader problem.
Well, the good thing is
all these micro problems.
The good thing is we know that the future is bright, and that's me segueing into Celebration talk because we've talked about this episode enough. There's not anything else to talk about.
What if at the end he gives him back to Keller and Beck to retrain him, to take him back to Luke?
Keller and Beck's probably dead.
He's long dead.
Probably
he's probably dead.
No,
I mean, I don't.
I heard
maybe he's not, but maybe he's not. But
no one's ever really gone.
Criticism for the way he handled Baby Yoda. And,
see what you've done, Earl. You mentioned Keller and Beck's name, and that just gives Rhett.
I just want to throw fuel in the.
Yeah, you just throw fuel on it. Like I've got like a page of notes here about Celebration that we need to talk about.
Wait, I thought we were done. I thought that was it.
No, we're gonna do Celebration reaction.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's.
Did you not see the title of the episode?
No, I don't. That might come to show up.
Come on,
There's
man.
a link, man. Come on.
Hey, come on, man. Come on, man.
Let's do it, dude. Come on, man.
So we know the next show is Ahsoka. Okay, go ahead, Garrison. Whatever.
One of the guys who worked on Rogue One said Freddie Prinze Jr. was just wrong about that. So
we were talking about the finally direct the Vader. Yeah, I heard that was a bunch of bunk. I think Freddie Prinze Jr. was on some dumb podcast and he was just trying to get a click.
I think Roth likes that podcast.
No, I thought he was on that guy from Smallville.
Oh, was that it?
Lex Luthor.
I thought it was the Barstool.
Pretty good podcast.
Oh, was it the Barstool? I don't care if he likes the podcast. He was just trying to get clicks. I mean, I don't know. It has nothing to do with the podcast itself. I'm just saying Freddie Prinze Jr. was just trying to get clicks or whatever. I don't know.
But then all those stupid podcasts.
That whole Rebels cast is a bunch of whiners, by the way. I mean, they didn't get asked to be at Celebration. Oh, I'm sorry, Tia Sakar, you weirdo. But let's talk about Ahsoka because that's the next show that's coming out in August. I mean, for Rebels fans, for Clone Wars fans, I'm so ready for it. I know a lot of people could care less about Ahsoka, but I think it's going to be freaking awesome. The trailer looked really good.
Yeah,
I mean, aesthetically, at least,
not as good as the Marvels that came out today.
Well, we're not going to talk about that right now. I mean, maybe we'll talk about that.
I haven't seen that yet. So
I started to do a spit take, but I didn't want to ruin my.
You didn't want to ruin your
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Brian, you're right. I'm sorry. Let's take a step back. We do have Visions Volume 2 coming out on May 4th.
You know,
I like the idea of it.
I like the trailer, but then at the same time, I'm going and all the studios that are involved with it, I like most of them. But then I'm like looking at them and I'm going, this was originally like a Japanese thing, grabbing anime stuff, and now like all of these other companies for season 2, a lot of them are not.
Correct. No,
Japanese
I know
companies.
it's
I thought that one episode by the Wallace and Gromit people that looks ridiculous.
Wait, no, I like that one. I like Aardman.
I didn't know that was a thing. Is that true?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You wouldn't just randomly say that.
I swear, I have not seen 1 second of it. I don't care about videos.
Yeah, there's an Aardman episode.
There's an Aardman episode where Wallace and Gromit. You hit the nail on the head. And there's one
that's what I'm excited for. Actually,
it looks cool.
I like the first season. I like the first.
Oh, the first season's great.
Yeah, but it was all the Japanese companies.
It was neat because it seemed very international and otherworldly.
And there's still a couple of Japanese companies, but there's a Korean company this time, and there's one from South America this time. There's I mean, well, and we're gonna break.
We'll just have to look at all of it.
We're gonna do a couple episodes of Visions on Extra.
I love it. I love cartoons. I love when it's drawings on a page moving.
In fact, I think cartoons can be a greater form of storytelling than live action.
I think so too. I think they do. I mean, Bad Batch clearly proves that.
Look, quick aside, I actually do love animation. I find it easier to connect emotionally to animation than I do live action.
That's good.
Live action, I have we've gotten in this media inundation world for the last couple of decades now, where I don't. The actors and actresses who play these roles, there's no mystique anymore. I know what they think about vaccines and guns.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
How many people they've had affairs with, and all these other things. Like, I know all that about these people, so I have a harder time disconnecting from the actor and then the role they inhabit. With animation, so much of live action is dependent on the performance too, but with animation, it can really go very specifically at you emotionally, and I find it easier to connect on an emotional level with animation than live action. I just want to clear that up for everybody.
Thank you, Rap.
I do appreciate that crap.
Can I say I watched the last 5 episodes of Spider-Man the Animated Series this past weekend, and I almost cried at the end. It was
beautiful. You know what I connect with? I connect with I connect with novels really well. There's these Queen Amidala novels at the
end. Okay, the end of Spider-Man the Animated Series is a multiverse thing. It's the first time that's on screen for Spider-Man, and so I was like, "Oh, I'm going to check that out." And then at the end of it all,
is that on Disney Plus?
Yeah, he gets sent to go meet Stan Lee.
No!
It's just
my heart is already breaking.
Yeah. Hey, Stan Lee's in Across the Universe. He's in there.
Is he?
Or Across the Spider-Verse? I'm sorry.
Really?
I thought he was in the trailer.
He is?
I thought I saw him in the trailer. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
All right.
Thought I did for a second.
Awkward.
Sorry.
I have no idea.
Okay, so Ahsoka is going to be searching for Thrawn.
August.
So what did we think about how Thrawn looked? Oh, wait, did you guys see the leaked Thrawn stuff? Okay.
Yeah. I saw a better version of the one that kept going around.
That one that kept going around was jacked up with anyways. They enhanced his eyes. I
didn't save it, though.
Yeah.
I saw one that looked just kind of, it was so blurry.
Somebody had messed with that image. That wasn't the real image.
And also when they take it at that angle, what they'll do is, so look, you're at a convention. What you do is you put it in your lap, and then you want to disguise it, so you'll tilt it up. And then what they'll do is they'll pitch the angle of that. By the way.
You missed it, Rhett.
Wow, what did I do? What happened?
You got to watch. Garrison's had his crotch, and we had a crotch cam going on there for a minute.
Sean, you put the camera down here.
Oh, man, yeah, you do.
Yes. Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn, and the reference is that he was voiced him in Rebels.
So my only thing about Lars,
what is Mads? Is it Lars?
What's his brother? Yeah,
Lars is his brother.
Well, how many of those guys are there?
There's only 2 Mikkelsens. There's a lot of Skarsgårds. Yeah,
they're just making them over there like they have a factory.
In,
the Nordic countries.
I don't know. What do Skarsgårds have? What's the 2 dots? I don't know what that's called.
Umlaut.
Is that an umlaut?
Yeah.
I thought the umlaut was the curvy thing. What is that?
No, it's the dots.
Oh, okay, yeah. A lot of umlauts in those names.
What is the curvy thing? I don't know.
I don't know what that one's called.
The Schwuppe? I don't know.
Excuse you. Okay, what were you saying about Lars Mikkelsen?
I haven't seen the actual photo of him yet, but he's a little bit kind of old and jowly looking to me.
He is old and jowly. Yeah, you're going to have to get used to that.
And kind of frail looking.
Oh no, I don't think he's frail, but he is jowly.
Remember when you were all talking about Grant? What's his name from?
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, he's going to be Thrawn in Revenge of the Rise of Skywalker.
I wanted him to be. He would have been a good one. But no, I mean, I don't know that this is the person that I would envision as Thrawn, but I like that it's the voice actor. He does a good job voicing Thrawn in Rebels, and so I'm okay with this. He's a great actor. Like he's been in he was in House of Cards, he was in Sherlock. He's a really good actor. So we've got that going. What you got?
He'll be great. He'll be great.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you. This is the angle that things are usually shown at when they're taken on cams.
Right.
Yeah, and the faces are always like kind of. Yeah, I understand.
The crotch.
It'll probably look fine.
Acolyte trailer from
anyway,
two seats
stream's
or
gonna
whatever,
Stream's gonna get shut down now because I showed some
RFRs did. Did you hear about that?
RFR.
They showed all the leaked trailers, and YouTube took their stream off.
Did you watch Acolyte? The Acolyte?
I did. I watched all the leaked stuff. Yeah.
It looks better to me than Ahsoka. Ahsoka looks very much like Boba Fett volume kind of stuff.
I disagree.
Oh yeah, no, it did. And
no.
But the Acolyte looked more like Andor production quality to me.
And they could be spending money on that. They could be spending more money on that.
It looked,
got Harvey Weinstein's assistant on it. You got some pull.
Jeez, Garrison.
What?
I know that's who it was, but you didn't have to mention Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein's former assistant. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's the showrunner on this thing.
Yeah.
She knew everything that was going on.
See, this is what I didn't want to happen.
Allegedly.
Oh my God.
Oh, we talking about
Leslie Headland. Yeah. Yeah, no, I liked the look of Acolyte as well. I mean, it's in an era that I'm not very interested in because I don't read the High Republic books. I read Phase 1 and I tried to stick with it. There was too many. It was too many characters, and I stopped caring about the characters, and it was just.
I sent them all to Mikey.
Yeah, it could be Brian. I mean, yeah. I mean, it could be.
That is totally true.
I mean,
yeah, and I don't mind that. Just as
what do you expect? I mean,
Alien. Yeah. I mean, Aliens was female driven.
Yeah,
I love that movie. I mean, there've been plenty of. I liked the first Wonder Woman movie. That's a female protagonist is fine.
Right.
I don't mind that either. What people I think get up in arms about is when you tear down a male character to elevate a female. As long as we don't get into that where it's this, this Mary Sueism kind of stuff, then it's fine. Nobody really has a problem with that.
I think most of the general public's issue is when storytelling usually gets sacrificed for something like that.
That's not true, Roth. That's not true.
Yeah, it probably is.
No, it's actually probably true.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
You know what
now he's jumped the shark with this Ray Luke thing he's just done.
Oh God. You know what I liked though is the Skeleton Crew trailer stuff that I saw from that. That looked big too. That looked big in scope. It looked outside of the volume, even though I know it's part of the Mandoverse. And that's the John Watts show. And so I'm kind of
John Watts, the Daniels, Minari director.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in that.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, Lee something Chung.
Lee Isaac Chung or whatever.
Yeah, I hope the Daniels do an episode that is very much in the mold of the Turn Down for What music video.
I hope they have a guy jump on a button. No.
Harrison. We don't talk about that here.
Sorry.
But, I don't know. I think I'm excited for Skeleton Crew. That'll actually come out this year, so that could be cool. It could very end of the year though.
Is it like Jude Law and a bunch of kids?
That's what I saw. Yeah, it's supposed to be like an Amblin vibe is the idea of it. So Goonies, or E.T.
That one didn't grab me.
It's got a bunch of artsy film directors. Come on.
Yeah, and Jude Law.
The directors look great.
I mean, I like Jude Law.
I like Jude Law.
Brian's right. Brian.
Wow. I liked the look of the leak. I thought it looked okay.
I'm glad you guys watched all these.
Now I'm going to give my opinion. I did not think it looked that good.
I thought it looked
I
good.
That's the one I haven't seen yet.
I don't like judging on cam footage.
On a leak. Really yeah. I know.
See, I haven't watched all these leaks you guys have watched, so.
They're out there.
I've been leaking, but I've not been.
It's a personal problem.
What happens when you're old? But
I mean, Andor season 2, the sizzle reel looked awesome. I did see this. They actually showed the. Oh no, that was leaked. That was another leak.
Yeah, I sent you that one, Mikey.
That sizzle reel looked awesome, by the way. And they're not even close to being done with the show, but they cobbled together a lot of characters are back that I did not expect to be back. I mean, pretty much everybody is back.
From the dead, too, even.
No, not from the dead.
Somehow everybody returned.
Yeah,
Marva returned.
Marva returned.
Marva.
Was Bix? Did we get more Bix?
Yeah, everybody's back. And she's got a little haircut. She's good.
Now that guy, the cop, the cop guy that was kind of buddy around with him, he's not back. The guy that we left on Ferrick's just kind of drinking on the steps. I really like that character a lot.
I don't think he's back. No, not Mulva, Brian.
Mulva.
That'll be out in 2024 sometime. Bad Batch season 3 will be 2024, 2025 maybe, probably 2024. Yeah. So the movies. What did we think about all the movie announcements?
Yeah, good for Mangold.
Yeah.
That's.
Do we care about 25,000 years in the future though, or in the past? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's
probably what the next
It says it's a biblical epic.
It's going to be a woman. The first Jedi is going to be a woman. You can take that to the bank. But I like his work, so.
It'll be Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
yes,
probably. Yeah.
I'm gonna pitch it to you after the show.
Garrison's playing this very smart.
August 20. Yeah. I don't know if they. Yeah, I guess they did throw that out there. Yeah, they threw that out there. But look, I'm ready for it, man. I'm totally ready for that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Look, I like the Old Republic. It's even prior to that. Like it's earlier than Old Republic, right?
Yeah, it's way earlier.
Yeah, and maybe that'll give us aesthetically. I think that opens up some possibilities. We don't have to see all the same things that we've been seeing now for 50 years.
He said it would be inspired by Ben-Hur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think we go back.
It's going to be like
from a technology standpoint and aesthetically. That'll be fun.
Charlton Heston they'll bring Charlton Heston, just a hologram of him back.
Bring it back, man.
That's what they mean when they say inspired by Ben-Hur.
Wait, what is this? Well, now I want to hear. Oh, Garrison.
Hey, Jacob, you gotta play the game, man. If you're on the chat, sorry, bro.
Sorry, dude.
Why isn't Roth on the show today?
He's sick.
He's not feeling well. He's got to do his show later. Give the guy a night off.
It's vocal rest.
Give the guy a night off.
Celine Dion?
Wait, I can take a night off.
I can't speak.
Give the guy a break.
Get some honey and tea and.
Oh my gosh, this isn't important. His show's more important than this.
I left a rehearsal like an hour early
because you wanted to crap on the episode, so you're like, I want to be here at 9 o'clock.
Hey, I took the night off for money.
That's right. That's right. He did take it.
Right. Garrison's a whore, Jacob.
Okay, then Dave Filoni's movie.
The Mandalorian.
Direct to streaming, anybody?
No, see, I don't like to even
theatrical.
It'll be theatrical.
But I look at all those articles that are coming out about theatrical, right? all the articles that are coming out about revenue through theatrical right now.
Yes,
the studios are about to push major for that and less on streaming.
Can you imagine Baby Yoda in IMAX? Oh my God!
I want to touch the green
can just
button.
reach out and snuggle Baby Yoda.
I will clap when the crawl comes up.
Oh, I'm gonna clap and cry at the same time.
I want to hold that little.
When he's on IMAX.
So wait, didn't he say there's going to be one more season?
Yeah, season 4. Yeah,
and
there'll be a season.
It's going to be a culmination of all the shows. Is what I've heard.
So Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew. It's all.
They're all going to converge.
Boba Fett. It'll be like an Avengers type.
They're all going to come through the portals. The world between worlds.
Yes. World between world portals.
The mod crew will come back.
Yeah, that's right.
The guy will do the
crawls
spin.
are back. No, they did announce crawls are coming. Kathy Kennedy said crawls are back.
Yep.
Every theatrical.
Whatever we thought worked before, we're going to throw it on the screen as fast as we can.
They need to. Look, at this point, what do they have to lose?
Look, aside from Rogue One, I'm fine with them putting crawls on everything.
I don't mind crawls. I mean,
crawls are good.
I think it works stylistically for Rogue One to not do it. But otherwise,
can you imagine that guy spinning around and shooting?
If he does that spin move on IMAX,
oh my goodness, the mod squad.
The mod squad.
Very cool.
Vespa's on IMAX.
We're just trolling right now. That's all we're doing.
Boba riding the Rancor.
Seems like the one that ain't gonna do well. Like
it's
got an assortment of secondary characters that nobody.
How dare you? Secondary characters.
Oh, Jacob. Yeah, IMAX
what are you
3D.
talking about?
Yeah,
Grogu and Din Djarin are not secondary characters.
They are, and I mean that's a challenge. I mean, Solo didn't work theatrically.
Oh, I don't know.
Solo is a great movie.
Whether you think it's great or not, nobody went to see it.
I think if the Mando season 2 finale had been on the big screen, it would have made a lot of money.
Maybe. Yeah.
But I do think they've lost some money with this season. So
who watched Mandalorian season 1, who got roped in by Grogu, are people that do not go to the movies. There were a lot of people who they just don't spend the money on the movies, and knowing that movie is going to be on Disney Plus in 3 or 4 months means they probably won't go see it either.
They're getting away from all that.
It's gonna go to Disney Plus because they still got to have.
Oh no, it will, but it'll be maybe 6 months before. It'll be a long.
Yeah, they're starting to make those.
It won't be that long because it ain't gonna be It's gonna have a short run.
No, it won't. It's gonna be Avatar numbers. I'm just kidding. It's not gonna be Avatar numbers.
It's not gonna be Solo numbers.
Oh yes, it will. I think it'll be. Yes, it will.
Do you know what Solo's numbers are?
Anybody who fancies themselves as cinephiles and really in the zeitgeist such a misunderstanding of a product as you guys.
I have been doing box office analysis since I was a baby. I was raised on Box Office Mojo and Hollywood Stock Exchange.
I love that.
All you have to do is put Star Wars on it, and it gets at least 100 million.
But I think Baby Yoda's a big brand at this point. I think
I do too. I think it's a bigger brand.
As long as it's a good film, I think it pulls people in.
Yeah, I think it's a bigger brand. Especially look, I think it's fine. It's gonna do fine. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. The house is not burning. It's all fine. Star Wars is not dead.
Well,
everything's good. It's all fine. I do worry about it though.
Move along now.
I do worry about it a little bit.
And then to even double down, let's make a movie about Rey.
This movie's not happening. This is not that Watiti movie's not
happening. Mangold told us it's not happening.
Did he?
He liked that tweet that said no Taika Waititi movie.
Oh, that's right. He did like it.
It was cheering from the scene in Wolf of Wall Street where they're all like,
yeah, there was like 300,000 likes on that one tweet from that guy that said no. That was crazy. I didn't know there were still 300,000 people on Twitter. That was a lot. I know. Look, she has to though, Brian.
She says the Rian Johnson movies are. Yeah,
she still says she has to say that. Yeah, she's not going to just say that it's.
No. She's like, well, everything's in production. Everything is.
Puck put out a damaging article that probably a lot of people aren't going to read because it's on Puck.
Mm-hmm.
But Puck is a legitimate news source. Matthew Bologna, former editor of Hollywood Reporter, got a lot of great sources. Apparently, Kennedy denied that Feige's film ever came from an official source. And he pulled up like 4 or 5 official sources that said
it's bullcrap. It was on their own website. It was on Star Wars YouTube. It was on the Star Wars show.
He detailed the information he had about she was not happy about that film in the first place.
Right. I mean, that's because it's a power play. She doesn't want to. Yeah. No.
Yes, it is unfortunate that his name is Bologna. But he does actually have
like total bologna to me.
Dude, that makes me want a fried bologna sandwich. Look, in Alabama, we do a fried bologna sandwich here with oh, dude.
I'm going to Waffle House right after this, and that ain't even a lie. I'm starving. I'm doing keto, and I'm about to come out of my skin. So hungry.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, man?
Okay, but
eat more meat.
Okay, so maybe he wasn't working on the script, but there was at least official announcements about Feige doing a Star Wars movie. There were several.
Yeah, that's Michael Rodden's script. He kept saying,
all
"I'm doing
things
a
are in
Star
production.
Wars movie."
Yeah,
all these things are in production.
Oh, you've got them in Wyoming, huh? They're ours. They're not yours. They're ours. I'm just kidding.
For our arteries.
For our arteries.
So yeah, we've got a Rey movie coming, which is what everybody wants.
The new Jedi Order.
Charmine,
see her train the new Jedi instead of Luke, which is what
I don't want a Luke ghost. I want a Kylo ghost.
He's Adam.
Oh, he ain't touching this with a 10-foot pole.
Adam Driver's not coming back to Star Wars. I hate to tell you that, but he's not.
Look, he's doing films like 60.
Get Alec Guinness back.
He's doing films like 65. He could do a crappy Star Wars film.
I do think that you can get Boyega and Oscar Isaac back, though.
Yeah,
I do think both of them.
Boyega talked a big game since then.
Well, he does talk a big game, but freak money talks. You can get
Boyega is attached. I'm genuinely interested because I think that character was done a disservice in the sequel.
They could fix that character.
There's some things they could repair.
I mean, they were sort of hinting around that he was force sensitive. I mean, and so they could do something there. I mean,
that was in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
I'd be
surprised if Boyega comes back. He did not have a good experience there.
No.
He'll come back. I think that he mended his fences with Kathleen Kennedy about that whole thing. I mean, I think he'll come back. I think it'll be fine.
You got
and Oscar Isaac.
Cara Dune is coming back.
Oscar Isaac's already in bed with Disney, so he'll come back too. I mean,
yeah. Cars ain't happening. But
you'll get a Rangers of the Republic movie before you get John Boyega back.
Yes. Yes.
And maybe they I would absolutely watch that.
The Ghost.
Yeah.
Unchained Melody playing in the background.
Yes.
Hey, that's a Ghost reference, guys.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, we're tracking.
But yeah, that one. The only thing like I'm hesitant a bit, and I know she's won a couple of Academy Awards for short documentary or whatever, but that director's very untested. I mean, she's done 2 episodes of Miss Marvel. I get it. I'm sure she can handle it.
They were magical.
But
she's an activist.
And I don't care about any of that. I just want to know that she is equipped to be able to direct a film of this magnitude.
There is no chance that she directs that movie.
Dude, she's in. Oh, there's 100 today. Oh no, it's very in because they're doing. There's a lot of press about the fact that she's would be the first woman Star Wars. Look, she's in like Flint. I mean, she is way in.
No,
there's no way that they don't go forward with that. Now they could have
put it in an envelope.
I'll put it. I set it on here. I mean, she's in now. Stephen Knight's script might not end up working, and it might get delayed. But I mean, it is what it is. You can't help that. If they don't like the script,
if it delays, that's how they'll get rid of her. They'll say, "Oh well, now we've got scheduling conflicts." So
she's not the screenwriter, though. That's right.
But
sorry.
Still, if you delay the movie, now she's got some other things lined up, and she doesn't get to direct.
No, she doesn't have anything lined up. This is it. This is it for her. This is it for her.
The only thing I don't like about the Ben-Hur...
It's an excuse. It would be an excuse. Don't you understand?
No.
Use that as the delay.
I fully understand.
It doesn't line up with her anymore to get rid of her.
But there's too much. There's too much equity in keeping her around, though. I mean, there's too much.
There's less equity in Star Wars every day. By then, nobody's going to even notice except blue-haired people on Twitter shaped like a lowercase letter O.
Okay. So here's what I don't like about. Here's what I don't like about some of the stuff that Mangold said, and some other people have pointed this out, but I also noticed it immediately. He was talking about writing that film and Swamp Thing at the same time.
Oh yeah, because he's supposed to do that. Yeah,
which makes me go like, the one of those is going to get sacked for the other, likely. And I wouldn't be surprised if Swamp Thing actually happened. Well, no. Swamp Thing. Look, DC is much more stable than Star Wars. DC actually still puts out films currently. So.
Well, that's debatable.
I think some of it depends on the critical,
critical
response
the Flash film is still coming out, and all the turbulence that happened behind that. I mean,
I don't know how
Lucasfilm couldn't survive that.
I don't know how they're releasing that movie. In all honesty, like that. They really know that Gen Pop doesn't look at the news.
So what is Fett talking about? Yuzang Vong.
That's
Jedi Order stuff. That's legend. Don't worry your pretty little face about it, Earl.
No,
I've got a whole new generation to learn about.
They could certainly do a character. I don't think they'd call it the Yuzan Vong, but they could do a likeness of that particular character. I mean, they certainly.
But if you want to read about Chewbacca's death, then
Vector Prime.
Vector you Prime. Want to talk about a sentient planet flying around everywhere? That's Rogue Planet by Greg Bear, who was slumming it with Star Wars. Greg Bear's a competent writer.
Yeah. Well, so is R.A. Salvatore's a competent writer
Rogue
too.
Planet.
That's the difference between the EU and the. Well, I don't want to go into.
Well, they don't have the Princess Leia novels, like.
Well, no, the EU had a lot of really good writers. They were lucky to have the writers that they did in the EU.
So what are our predictions for this episode of the are we off the Mandalorian? I'm sorry.
No, we can. We're done talking about. We've gone through the list.
We've got 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
Gee, do you think they can retake Mandalore since there's nobody there?
I mean, they've got 15 people now. Now they've got 15 times a chance to get it as they had with just Bo-Katan was there.
Is their plan to retake Mandalore, or was it?
The Armorer wanted to.
They're going to meet back up with the other Mandos first, right?
Yeah.
And they're
definitely Gideon's back. I mean, they'll have to do to go into season 4. They'll bring Gideon back the last second
episode.
of the last episode or something. And
Moff G is back.
So who do you think is the ultimate bad guy? Do you think it will be Gideon or Thrawn in all this?
I think Thrawn's the puppet master of everything, but I don't know that he'll cross over into the Mandalorian show.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I can't
Gideon...
wait until
he has to.
The third act of this final film in the Mandoverse, and he has no paintings around him, so he can't figure out how to.
He can't figure out. Yeah.
I would think Moff works for.
Thrawn's the big bad. Thrawn's the big bad,
and he'll be defeated in the movie. Ultimately,
it's smart to not reveal your villain until you're 87% of the way through your season 2. That's good. That's really good.
It's good. Well, keeps you on that hook. It keeps you on the hook.
Well,
he's coming.
There was episode 3 where they hinted it very strongly.
I don't think anybody's.
We know there's an Empire insurrection going on, right?
The Pershing episode hinted it very strongly.
Brian,
I don't think there's
one is on Mandalore. No one.
Those little creatures.
All you have to do to retake Mandalore is be there. That's all.
Well, now there is some Imperial remnant around that area, though, because they attacked her on her planet. So, I mean, there is an Imperial remnant around there.
Warlords. There may be warlords.
Yeah, there's and they're probably Gideon's.
Well, maybe Gideon.
But you can go anywhere in the Star Wars galaxy in a minute. So.
Not TIE fighters. TIE fighters can't
locally doesn't matter. They can be anywhere and be there in the same amount of time.
No, but they're hanging out there. That's what I'm saying. They want to keep that area. They want. I think that's why they were there. They blew up her freaking.
No, but
castle.
they were at a different. That's a different planet she was on, right?
It was the same system.
Same
system. Yeah.
Everything is. We don't know anything about habitable zones or anything else in the Star Wars galaxy.
No.
We can just have 9, 10, 12 planets in the system all lined up. Every one of them Earth-like atmosphere.
What if? Stick with me here. What if?
Follow this. Follow the logic.
What if Palpatine's secret cloning facility is really on Mando?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
They find Snoke down there.
Yeah.
Well, sooner find Mephisto there.
And
Yeah. There could be another.
Snoke
We love.
Hey,
Hey, Star Wars loves blockades. They could
Blockade.
blockade. Blockade.
Notes of the Phantom Menace.
Waft.
Naboo Starfighter. Come on, N1. Yeah.
They are cutting through the walls. Or whatever
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've said enough here. Garrison, where can people find you on the internet? That's right. I'm abruptly ending the show. That's right.
You can find me on Twitter at gryfun3, GRYFUN3, Instagram as well, letterboxd at gryfun, where I'm gonna hopefully be watching a movie soon. Look, I can't watch movies on Tuesday nights. I can't explain to you why.
That's my bad.
No, it's fine. I enjoy this, so I'm okay with sacrificing Tuesday nights. But
I appreciate your time.
Yes.
Dr. Earl, he is off the grid, but can occasionally be found in the Deucecast, hanging out in the pretentious corner. Although that's even fewer and far between lately. You need to get on. You need to get into the pretentious corner.
Wait, what? Where's that?
Oh, whatever.
I'm just kidding. Hey, here's my prediction.
Go ahead. Good night, man.
The dark saber's gonna make that big crack in Snoke's head.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're gonna keep cloning him with a cut in his head. So
That's right. That's a good.
Remember,
DNA works, is it? You don't know.
To remember the time he was almost killed.
That's
almost
right. To
killed.
remember almost.
Yeah.
This is the dark saber.
Hey, Rhett, where can you be found?
You can find me. I'll be down in front of Star Wars' grave like Grant Gustin in the meme.
3 years from now, when they said Mando is going to be, you're like,
That's not how cloning works.
I look forward to seeing Rhett go see Dave Filoni's movie 2 times in the same night. 2 times in the same night.
Yeah, I'll see it back to back.
Back to back.
What I do with Star Wars.
That's what we do.
I hope it is based on a Kurosawa film.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be
Because
great.
he loves doing that. So.
He does. He does love
Look, again, despite my best efforts, I'm looking forward.
You're rooting for him, aren't you?
Mandalorian tonight. I hope it's good. I heard positive things come out of the screenings. So great.
Yes.
That's what I want. I want it to be good.
9.2 on IMDb. 9.2.
Is that your prediction?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay.
Wow.
Where did this last one end up?
Let's maybe pump the brakes
no, the last one's super low, but so the highest of this season has been 8.3.
It's time to have the good episodes.
I think it's time for a 9.2.
Let's aim
forward.
It is down to 6.
Let's aim for an 8.5 because 9.3 is a bit. That's
9.2. It can do 9.2.
9.3. That's Picard season 3 territory.
That's overextending right now.
It's not overextending. I think it can do it. I think it has the possibility. 9.6. No, 9.2.
But that's the kind of thing that happens on IMDb because
right.
That was so cool.
Yeah, that was
10.
Yeah, nerd crewing it up.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that. 10.
That was a good part. We'll be back next week though to talk episode 7, directed by Rick Famuyiwa and written by Dave Filoni. It's all on his shoes now.
It's all
Favreau's not there to help with the writing. It's all
help with the writing. Is that what he's been doing?
It's all on Dave Filoni. So we will see how it goes. Appreciate the chat as always. Brian, Matt, Coach, Fett, some guy named Jacob Roth was hanging out in there. Did I miss anybody? I think that was everybody. So yeah, we'll be back next week and really appreciate everybody hanging out and hope everybody has a great night and stay up till 2 a.m. It's going to be a big episode.